As the days draw closer to my departure, I find myself torn between the promise of new beginnings and the sadness of leaving everything familiar behind. There's excitement in the unknown, but also a deep, lingering connection to the place that's been my home for so long. Moving to a new country feels like closing a book and beginning a new chapter. But there's something bittersweet about leaving behind the characters, the stories, and the moments that made the old one so special. In the midst of packing and planning, I find myself reflecting on the life I'm leaving behind, the people I'll miss, and the memories that will forever be etched in my heart. It's a strange kind of excitement, tinged with sadness. The thought of starting fresh in a new country is both thrilling and terrifying. There's a sense of possibility, but also a fear of what's to come. Yet, this is the kind of change I've always known I needed. Saying goodbye isn't easy, especially when the place you're leaving holds 1,000 little pieces of your heart. But as I step into the unknown, I'm reminded that growth often requires us to leave behind the familiar and embrace the unfamiliar. The prospect of moving to a new country fills me with excitement for what's ahead, yet I find myself grieving the simple things I'm leaving behind, the familiar faces, the routine, the places that feel like home. It's not just about packing up and moving to a new place. It's about taking the pieces of my life with me, the memories and lessons that shaped who I am, and starting anew while holding on to the essence of what made me. As I prepare to leave, there's a heaviness in my chest, a mix of anticipation and sorrow. Moving to a new country is a dream in many ways, but it also means leaving behind the life I've built here. There's a part of me that's excited to explore what lies beyond the horizon, but another part that feels the weight of leaving behind the people, places, and experiences that have shaped me. Moving abroad is both an adventure and a goodbye. Moving to a new country isn't just about a change of location. It's a shift in identity. It's the chance to reinvent myself, but also to carry with me the lessons learned, the love shared, and the memories made. The thought of a new beginning excites me, but it also fills me with a sense of grief for the life I'm leaving behind. There's something about starting over that feels both empowering and humbling. It's strange, this feeling of being both excited and sad at the same time. I'm looking forward to new adventures, but I'm also mourning the connections and places that have been my anchor. Saying goodbye is never easy, especially when you're moving to a new country. The memories of home are hard to leave behind, but the opportunity to experience something new calls me forward with a promise of growth and discovery. As I pack my bags and prepare to leave, I realize that it's not just about the place, it's about the people, the experiences, and the moments that made this chapter so meaningful. Moving to a new country is a bittersweet transition. There's excitement in the unknown, but also a deep sense of loss as I leave behind the life I've known. Moving to a new country is an adventure, but it's also a farewell to the comfort of familiarity. I've dreamed of this moment for so long, but now that it's here, it feels like a mix of excitement and hesitation. Leaving behind the familiar to start anew is both thrilling and daunting. As I prepare to move abroad, I'm struck by how much I've grown in this place, and yet how much more I have yet to discover. Moving to a new country is an opportunity to rewrite my story, but it's also the end of a chapter I'll always cherish. The unknown can be both exhilarating and frightening. As I prepare to leave, I can't help but wonder what my future holds in a place I've never been. But I know that change is necessary for growth. Leaving behind everything I know is one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it's also the most exciting. There's a world out there waiting for me, and it's time to step into it with an open heart and a curious spirit. Moving to a new country means shedding old skin, embracing change, and stepping into the person I'm meant to be. But it also means saying goodbye to the comforts and the people I've come to love. I've spent so much time thinking about the future, but now that it's time to go, I can't help but reflect on all that I'm leaving behind. The future is full of promise, but the past will always hold a special place in my heart. The excitement of starting fresh in a new country is tempered by the sadness of leaving behind what I've known. It's a strange mix of feelings, but I know that change is the only way to move forward. It's funny how you can spend years dreaming of a new life, only to find that leaving behind the life you know is harder than you imagined. But in the end, I know that this is a step I must take for myself. I'm about to embark on an adventure that will change my life forever. And yet, there's a part of me that will always remain tied to the place I'm leaving behind, to the people who have shaped me, and the memories that are woven into every corner of this city. Leaving the life I've known behind is not easy, but I believe that moving to a new country will open doors to new experiences, new connections, and new ways of seeing the world. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Moving to a new country is the perfect metaphor for life. It's full of unknowns, challenges, and new opportunities. I'm both nervous and excited, but I know that this is the kind of change that will lead to growth. There's a part of me that will always feel at home here, but I know that in order to grow, I need to step out of my comfort zone and embrace the new experiences that await in a foreign land. I've always known that my heart was meant for adventure, but it's still hard to leave behind the people, the places, and the memories that have shaped who I am. Moving abroad is both an exciting opportunity and a difficult goodbye. The thought of leaving is both thrilling and terrifying. I'm excited for the future, but I'll always don't carry a piece of this place with me no matter where I go. Packing up my life to move to a new country is like taking a leap of faith. I'm stepping into the unknown with only the promise of new beginnings to guide me forward. There's a sadness in leaving behind what's familiar, but there's also a thrill in stepping into the unknown. I'm about to start a new chapter in a new place, and though I'll miss the old, I know the new will bring its own blessings. As I prepare to leave, I realize that change is not only about physical relocation, it's about transformation. The person I am today is the result of everything I've experienced here, and now it's time to take that person into the world. I've spent years dreaming of the life I'm about to step into, but now that it's time, I'm struck by how much I'll miss the familiar sounds, smells, and faces of the place I call home. Moving abroad is a journey I've longed for, but as I prepare to leave, I can't help but feel the weight of all I'm leaving behind. It's a complex mix of emotions, but I know that this is what's best for me. There's a kind of beauty in leaving, in knowing that the life you've built in one place will shape who you become in another. The unknown is full of possibilities, but it's also a bittersweet goodbye. Saying goodbye is never easy, but it's necessary for growth. I'm excited for what's to come, but I'll always carry the memories of this place with me as I begin this new chapter. The thought of starting fresh in a new country is both exhilarating and overwhelming. There's so much to look forward to, but also so much to leave behind. Change is both exciting and full of challenges. I'm filled with a mix of excitement and nostalgia as I prepare to leave. This chapter of my life is coming to an end, but I know that the next one holds so much promise. As I step into the unknown, I know that I'm leaving behind a life that has shaped me in so many ways. Moving abroad is an opportunity for growth, but it's also a farewell to the comfort and familiarity of home. The thought of moving to a new country brings with it a sense of anticipation and anxiety. I'm excited for the adventures that await, but I know I'll always carry a part of home with me. It's funny how you can look forward to something so much And then, when the time comes, you find yourself reluctant to leave behind the life you've known. But this is the kind of change I've always dreamed of. Saying goodbye to the familiar is never easy. But as I prepare to move abroad, I know that the new experiences, the challenges, and the growth that await are worth the pain of leaving behind what I've always known. The idea of starting fresh in a new country excites me, but it also brings with it a sense of loss. There are so many things I'm leaving behind, but I know that this change will lead me to new places, new experiences, and new opportunities. Moving abroad is a leap into the unknown, but I'm ready to take that leap. I know there will be challenges ahead, but I also know that I'm capable of handling whatever comes my way. As I prepare to leave, I realize that every ending is just the beginning of something new. The future is uncertain, but it's filled with possibilities, and I can't wait to see what's next. I'm about to leave behind the life I've built, but in doing so, I'm opening myself up to new possibilities, new experiences, and new opportunities. Change is both exciting and terrifying, but it's the only way to move forward.